Are you looking for a great action-adventure experience on your next gaming session? Consider these 3 games that I'm about to mention. Alright, first up we have Bastion, the game that redefined what it means to be a masterpiece in the indie sphere. Now, I know what you're thinking. Marty, it's 2024 and you're still raving about a game that came out in 2012. Isn't that like ancient history in gaming terms? Well, my friends, let me tell you something. Bastion is one of those rare games that only gets better with age, like a fine wine or a really good cheese. From the moment you boot up this bad boy, you're greeted by the sweet voice of Rux, the game's narrator. And let me tell you, that voice is smoother than a freshly paved road. It's like having Morgan Freeman himself whispering sweet nothings into your ear as you go on an adventure through a world that's equal parts breathtaking and utterly destroyed. And that's really the genius of Bastion. It's a game that manages to be both stunningly beautiful and hauntingly melancholic. One minute you're soaking in the vibrant, almost painterly visuals, and the next you're grappling with the weight of a post-apocalyptic world that's been torn up by some cataclysmic event. But let's not get too bogged down in the heavy stuff, shall we? Because at this core, Bastion is an absolute blast to play. The combat is tight and satisfying, with a diverse arsenal of weapons and abilities that'll have you feeling like a true badass. And the level design, each area is a meticulously crafted labyrinth, brimming with secrets and shortcuts that'll make you feel like a true explorer. And let's not forget the soundtrack, which is an absolute masterpiece in its own right. From the epic, sweeping melodies to the more somber, introspective tracks. Bastion's music is the perfect accompaniment to your journey through this shattered world. And what really sets Bastion apart is its storytelling. This isn't just some mindless hack-and-slash adventure. It's a rich, layered narrative that unfolds organically as you progress through the game. You'll meet a diverse cast of characters, each with their own stories to tell, and you'll find yourself genuinely invested in their tales. And here's the kicker. Despite being over a decade old at this point, Bastion still holds up incredibly well in 2024. Sure, the graphics might not be as cutting edge as some of the latest releases, but the game's timeless art style and rock-solid gameplay mechanics make it a joy to play, even in the modern era. Besides, Hades, one of the Supergiant's most famous and latest games, looks a bit like Bastion in my opinion. So, whether you're a seasoned gamer or a newcomer to the indie scene, do yourself a favor and give Bastion a try. Trust me, it's an adventure you won't forget, and one that'll stay with you long after the credits have rolled. Okay, maybe I'm the type of gamer who adores a good story and a mind-bending mystery. Well, the indie scene has got you covered there too. Let's dive into one absolute gem of an action-adventure indie game, Outer Wilds. Now, I know action and Outer Wilds in the same sentence might sound weird to those of you who are familiar with the game, but trust me, action is present in this game, but it isn't about blasting baddies or swinging swords. So what does it have for you? Space exploration? Check. A mystery that unravels the more you discover? Yep. Planets that literally fall apart as you play? You better believe it, it's tense, but in a totally different way. You start off the game as a little astronaut with a rickety spaceship, jetpack on your back, and absolute zero direction when you start the game. Your only task at the start is to get some launch codes and go explore the solar system. It's a tiny solar system, but man, it does pack a punch. Ocean planets with terrifying storms, a collapsing world with a black hole at its core, these aren't just pretty places to visit. They're dynamic and dangerous. And the goal? Well, that's the mind-blowing part. You find and make your own goals. Each planet holds clues, an abandoned outpost, some ancient text, even a lost astronaut humming a tune. Each tidbit sparks curiosity. Why did this happen? Where did they go? And suddenly, you're on your own quest, crisscrossing the solar system for answers in a puzzle that feels entirely yours to solve. Okay, but the action I promised, that comes from the fight against time and the physics of these crazy planets. Sometimes it's timing your jumps to avoid getting sucked into a black hole, and sometimes it's figuring out how to pilot your ship onto a planet that's spinning like crazy. This ain't a space sim, but there's some genuine tension as you try to land and not die a horrible zero-gravity death. Look, if you're up for a mystery-wrapped and mind-blowing adventure where the satisfaction comes from uncovering the story yourself, this game is absolute magic. And now, let's talk about a game that's a true indie masterpiece, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is a wild ride, let me tell you. Imagine exploring this vast underground kingdom, filled with all sorts of creepy crawly bugs and creatures. But get this, it's not just some generic bug-smashing adventure. Nah, Hollow Knight has got layers, my friend. First off, the adventure in this game is just off the charts. 1 minute you're wandering through a serene, rain-soaked city, listening to the gentle piano notes and the pitter-patter of droplets. The next, you're battling some nightmarish boss creature, with the music ramping up to this intense, adrenaline-pumping crescendo. It's like the game is constantly playing with your emotions, yanking you back and forth between melancholy and pure exhilaration. And that's what makes it so damn captivating. But it's not just the atmosphere that hooks you in. The gameplay itself is an absolute dream. The controls are so tight and responsive, you'll be pulling off all sorts of slick movements and combos like a true bug-slaying ninja. Wall jumping, dashing, slashing, it's all just buttery smooth. And the level design? Chef's kiss, my friends. Each area is like a meticulously crafted labyrinth, with secrets and shortcuts tucked away in the most unexpected places. You'll find yourself getting lost for hours, but in the best possible way. Now here's the kicker. Hollow Knight doesn't just rely on its gorgeous visuals and stellar gameplay to keep you hooked. Now, this game has lore and storytelling that'll make you question the very nature of existence. You'll meet all sorts of quirky, unforgettable characters, each with their own tragic backstory and secrets to unravel. And as you delve deeper into the world of Hollow Knight, you'll start to piece together a narrative that's equal parts heartbreaking and awe-inspiring. Seriously, there were moments in this game that hit me right in the feels, like when you finally meet up with that old bug Quirrell, sitting by the rain-drenched lake, just taking in the beauty of the world one last time before, well, you'll have to play to find out. Bottom line, the Hollow Knight is a masterclass in indie game development. It's a game that demands your attention, challenges you at every turn, and then rewards you with unforgettable moments and experiences. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and dive into the world of Hollow Knight. Just be prepared to be utterly lost, in the best possible way, of course. So, what's your favorite action-adventure indie game? I'm sure we've missed something on the list. We just mentioned 3 games after all, so leave a comment below and please subscribe if you like this video.